Today, I'm so excited, Karen. We finally have gotten on and we're doing your interview. I cannot wait for my audience to listen to your story and what's happened to you and how amazing your 6 year carniversary has been. So, for the people that don't know who you are, could you introduce yourself and share how old you are and what season of life you're in and kind of like what brought you to carnivore?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
anyway, thanks for having me on, Christina. My name's Karen Miles. I just celebrated my 6 year carniversary yesterday, so I've been eating carnivore for 6 years. Before that, I did low carb for 2 years, a little over 2 years, and I'm 66 years old. I'm a retired physical education teacher. I did middle school for years and elementary. I still coach middle school track. I really enjoy it, and I substitute teach. I'm subbing tomorrow afternoon for PE, not in my old building because I was a PE teacher, but I'm in a different building. I only do two buildings, just elementary school. I don't want to substitute that much. If I do it once a week, that's plenty. I average a few times a month. They ask me a lot. I'm like, no, I'm going to play pickleball. And no, I'm doing snowshoeing. No. And I tell them no all the time. And she's like, the lady's like, I can't wait till I retire, Karen. Anyway, so I did low carb for 2 years before that. And I was doing great. I felt good. I lost weight. Things were going well. But I was still binging on things. I would still have cheats. And I was still out of control. If I think how I am carnivore, I was out of control. But I wasn't out of control. But I ate whatever I wanted in moderation. And I never got to my goals. So one Thanksgiving 6 years ago, I ate some Panettone bread. It's an Italian bread. I was talking to Kelly Hogan on Instagram Live the other day and telling her, whenever I see the Panettone, have you ever heard of Panettone bread?
No.
A lot of people are like, Karen, I only heard about it from you. Well, it's an Italian bread. It's like I say, it's like a fancy fruit cake. It's not a fruit cake, but it is. Sometimes they have chocolate chip versions, but they have dried fruit in it. But it's a good cake. But I don't want to talk about it too much here. I don't want to have it. So I had some cake because we had some people staying with us from China, actually,
Hmm.
and it was sitting at this table, a father and a son. And I thought, like, oh, yeah, help eat the bread. And they weren't eating it. And of course, I have to help eat it. My husband had some, and I'm like, okay, now they're gone. Now there's more, and I'm eating. And so I had way too much of that bread. I didn't have just a little sample. Maybe I might have been okay as low carb or doing that, but I had way too much because I can't let it go to waste. And next thing you know, my ankle was killing me. I couldn't even walk. My ankle hurt me so bad. One of my teacher friends like, Karen, what's going on? How'd you hurt it? I said, I ate some bread I shouldn't have had. And they're like, really? I said, yeah, my body's all inflamed. I limped around for 3 weeks, Christina,
Oh,
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
I'm like, really? And I used to listen to Dr. Barry all the time. I still do on
Mhm.
his YouTube channel. And he mentioned Kelly Hogan. He mentioned carnivore for 6 months. I heard him say carnivore. Like, who eats just meat? What are they, nuts? So I'm like, yeah, what are they, nuts? So I'm like, okay, they mentioned Kelly Hogan. I'm like, let me check out this Kelly Hogan chick because I didn't hear him talk about other women. It was just him talking about himself.
Mhm.
So I Googled her. There was no My Zero Carb Life. Like she's got a coaching group now, and you're in
Yeah.
it. I'm in
Yeah.
it. I'm one of her coaches. Coaching group, a website. She sells clothes. Actually, was coaching this morning, so I had one of her jackets on early. I'll put it on. I got two more calls tonight. I'll put it on for that. But there was no Kelly Hogan I could search for easily. She didn't have her own website. I'm sorry, YouTube, My Zero Carb Life, and all the other things I mentioned. So I had to Google Kelly Hogan, carnivore, and all these things popped up. So I listened to her on various platforms. I don't even know who she was with many times. I just, I was so new to it. And I'm like, oh, I like this lady. I like her energy. I'm going to give it a try. She's 20 years younger than me. Well, what the heck? I'm going to give it a try. And at that time, she was a 10-year carnivore. So she's 20 years younger than me and 10 years ahead of me on carnivore. So it's kind of like we're right there. So I fell in love with her on there. And then I started I'm going to do carnivore. So I started listening to more content and digging in. And 6 years later, here I am. talking to you.
It's amazing. And Kelly was the second person that I found when I was starting down the rabbit hole trying to figure out how to heal my health. And when I saw her, I was like, oh my, I was like, look at her. I mean, look at her. She's a perfect example of what carnivore can do for you. So, yeah, amazing.
Her before and after pictures are amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
totally amazing.
And she's an amazing woman.
She is amazing. So, before you ever tried keto or carnivore, what was your life like? Like, the day to day in your body? Like, how did that go?
I did the standard American diet. Like I said, as a PE teacher, I was a very obese physical education teacher. I was very active. I played pickleball. I kayaked. I biked. I snowshoed. I do all the things I do now, but I did it in pain. I did it in
Mm,
pain. I would, before I played pickleball, I'd have to take ibuprofen to play pickleball because I knew I'd be hurting. To go to bed at night, a lot of times I'd have to take ibuprofen so I could sleep. So I toss and turn because my body hurt. It would still bother me with the ibuprofen. My shoulders hurt, my back hurt, my hips hurt, my knees hurt. And I would toss and turn because I was inflamed. I was a mess. So when that went away on carnivore, I'm like, whoa, there's something to this. If at first my ankle got better in 3 days, that sore ankle 3 days got better. I'm like, whoa, this is good stuff. I was able to go upstairs quicker. I'm like, wow, this is really good. And then the joint pain, my sleep got better. I'm like, wow, if this could heal all this, what else could it heal? I feel there's things that healed that I don't even know about. I don't even know inside my body all the things that have healed. Yeah, I'm just amazed. Um, I hear people say they had stomach issues. I don't think I had stomach issues, but talking to Kelly the other day, reliving my 6 years ago,
hmm.
I did occasionally have stomach issues. I'd have to take papaya. It's a natural
Yeah.
enzyme that's good, that's good for your stomach. It helps mellow out your stomach. And I took that a few times a month, not a few times a week, but a few times a month. So my stomach was jacked up and I didn't even realize it. So carnivore for the win, if you ask me.
Yeah. I love that so much.
And we met.
So,
We met a couple of
I
weeks ago.
know we got to meet at Hack Your Health because I was in Kelly's group and we've been talking for
Yes,
quite a while in the background on Instagram. Yeah.
yes.
So I really loved that I got to meet you and hug you in person and ask you to be on my podcast. And I really wanted you to talk about how, when you were eating the standard American diet, how you were feeling. And then, like, I know that you talked about Panettone bread also. Now, when you switched from low carb to carnivore, what did you notice? Like, I know that you talked about your pain leaving, but like, what did you actually eat? And yeah, just talk about what you ate. And like, do you eat strict carnivore or do you eat like every single thing? Do you eat
Okay.
dairy?
So back in the day, I did the standard American diet. I'm Italian descent. All four of my grandparents came from Italy. If I talk in my hands, that's why.
Yes.
So they all came from Italy. I grew up having pasta, usually every Sunday, and we had meat and potatoes, kind of household salads, beautiful salads every night. And I continue with the beautiful salads at lunch and dinner through all these years. And I did the pastas and I did meats, but I didn't love meat. I didn't love steaks because I didn't know how to make them properly. I would dry out a pork chop just like my mother did, you know. I did hamburger helpers sometimes, out of the box, and but I made homemade stuff too. I was pretty good about making homemade stuff, and but I do the box macaroni and cheese because my kids like that, so I didn't make the homemade stuff. Uh, I thought I did good in my cooking, but I obviously could have done better. On Sundays before church, sometimes my husband would go actually, we live in a small town, 650 people, and our local gas station had like really good pastries on Sunday during the week. And he'd go there on Sundays when we were getting ready, and we'd have these terrible pastries before church. So I ate all the crap, and I thought I ate healthy. And I'd have a lot of times I'd have leftover food when I ate standard American diet, leftover food for my lunch plus a big salad. So then
Hmm.
I went low carb. I never really did keto. Keto is 20 grams of carbs or less. I never
Okay.
did it. I always kind of like did 100 ish. Some days were 20, but I didn't really count exactly. And I wanted, if I was talking about a keto mojo to check your blood and your ketones, I said,
Yeah.
Karen, if you could do 2 weeks of strict keto, 20 grams of carbs or less, you could get a keto mojo. And you think I could do 20 grams? I couldn't. So I never got one. I waited till I was carnivore because I was under 20 and I was doing good. And so I still do check my glucose and my ketones now and
Yeah.
then.
That's good. So, did you go through the keto flu or the
No, no,
transition?
no.
Nothing.
Well, keto flu when I did that 8 years ago. I don't think so. I don't think so. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, Karen, your numbers aren't good. You know, your weight's going up. You should do something about it. Have you ever heard of low carb? I said, oh, I've done low carb a couple times, lost weight and gained it all back. I said, this time's going to be different, Doc. He said, okay, good. And I remember I went and played pickleball that day. And I remember when I was waiting in between games, I was walking around the courts just to get some extra steps. I'm like, I got this. I got this. And I did get it. I lost like 30 pounds and in like 3 months. I'm like, this is going well. I like this. I like this. But I was still party. I'd still have cheats and I'd still have other stuff. I'm like, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. With carnivore, I don't think about cheating. My cheat is, I'm telling you this, I say it all the time. A couple times a month, I'll have a little bit of fruit with my grandkids. Fruit with my grandkids. That's my cheat. But if I eat it by myself, I'll overeat it. So I don't
Mm.
like to do that. My friend, I love my friend Carolyn. Jeff and I get a Christmas present that lasts all year long. She gives us, ready for this? Fruit and cheese in the month club. Fruit and cheese.
Oh, wow. That's
It's
cool.
beautiful. 12 months. It's beautiful. It used to be a whole thing of just fruit. That's just fruit and cheese, thank goodness. So I might get like 6 pieces of fruit. So I'll wait for they come a lot of times on the weekends or during the week we see them too. And I'll do the fruit and I'll cut up some or whatever so we can all share it. And I'll have a little bit of that. And then if I know I'm not going to see them, I'm like, okay. My husband goes to see my son at his business a few days a week. I'm like, okay, take these to Lucas. Or if I know I'm going to see our other son, I'm like, we'll take him down there.
I was going to ask you, do you do dairy?
I do dairy.
Okay.
I do cheeses. I do. I never really did much cottage cheese. I never loved it, but my husband, like, he's a carnivore, been a year and a half. He likes side dishes, so I always have cottage cheese to give him, a few times a week. So I'll do cottage cheese a little bit, a little bit. I'll do cheeseburgers. I'll put some cheese on my eggs. I make a really good carnivore pizza, and it's got cheese in the crust. It's got cheese on top. I use ricotta cheese, which is like cottage cheese if you don't know, but you probably know. Yeah. Heavy whipping cream in my coffee every morning. A lot of times I'll measure 1 tablespoon. If I don't measure, I get a little 2 or 3, sometimes, at least 2. So I just want to watch what I'm doing. I'm trying to be mindful. Oh, I've been doing it 6 years. 3 years ago, I was at my lowest. I was 9 pounds less than I was currently. So I gained some weight back. So I'm currently losing it now. So because you know why? Because I tried all these other things. I ate intuitively, which means eat whatever you want. And I overate. I ate the whole ribeye every time and this, that, and the other. Well, yesterday I made 2 big porterhouses for my husband and I. And I proudly did not eat it all because I've learned my hunger cues instead of being a glutton. I can eat this. I got a big chunk and had it for lunch. I actually shared some with Jeff. So this morning for breakfast, I said, don't eat that steak. That's for me. But I didn't eat it for breakfast, but I did share it with him for lunch.
That's awesome. So I'm so curious because, a lot of people in the carnivore space are showing that they're eating like 2 pounds of beef at a meal and like lots and lots of food. And I find that everybody's so unique and everybody's so different that, maybe not just eating the whole thing. I mean, some people can do that and it depends on your height, your age, all kinds of things.
Activity, right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't eat that way. I can't just pile food on a plate like you're saying. I just plan my meals and I kind of keep an eye on the macros of the fat and the protein just because I'm working on healing some things. And yeah, I use Fat Secret, the app, and I like to go in
Okay.
there and yeah, it's I can't remember who it's by, but it's Fat Secret. And I just like to go in there and put all my numbers and just look at them. Not that I'm a
And
number person,
you
but
put your food in there? Okay, I use my net diary. There's various
there's
ones,
like bazillions of them.
right?
So I want to get this wrapped up, but I wanted to tell you that a lot of women think that carnivore is extreme and it's really limited and that it's, it's just impossible to do. How do you explain it as, like a healing elimination diet or, that it does have variety? It just depends on where you are and what you're trying to heal. What's your take on that?
I think I'm not going back, is what I'm going to say. I'm not going back. So I've had numerous friends and family. Like I put things on Instagram. A lot of them pop over there on my Facebook. Some things I'm like, I'm not putting this on Facebook. They think I'm crazy as it is. So they're like, hey, Karen, can you tell me more? They'll private message me. Karen, can you tell me more? Can you give me a call? I've had lots of behind the scenes that people don't always want to say it on there. Or people said, oh, I've been watching it for a while. I've been doing this last 2 months. Or I tried it, it's not really working. I can't give up pus. I can't give up this. I said, well,
Yeah,
I could give it up because I'm giving up my joint pain and I can sleep better.
exactly.
So I want to do that. So that's what I tell people. I feel better. Why would I go back to feeling like crap? Wednesday, I'm going out with a bunch of my yak sisters. I have a kayaking club, and we're going to celebrate Christmas. And we'll go out for lunch and stuff. Every one of them knows how I eat, and they won't think twice if I pull out a carnivore bar or I have a couple pieces of bacon in my bag. They won't think twice about it because
Yeah.
they support me. The one girl, she's like very interested in carnivore. I think she's toyed around with it a little bit. I gave her some dehydrated meat as part of her birthday present. She's like, oh, Karen, this is so good. She had a party and I brought some over there. Plus, I gave it to her for her birthday. She's like, Karen, can you show me how to do it? I want to get one. So she got a dehydrator.
Well, that's
And
awesome.
I had her come over and we sliced the meat and I had her help me season it and stuff. And I see your dog. And I got this, and she got the slicer and whole bit. I tell people, I said, you could buy sliced meat at Walmart or maybe your grocery store. I started out doing it in the oven. I actually got the dehydrator and the slicer from two different people for a retirement gift a couple of years ago. And yeah, very, very nice. So I no more using my oven and no more buying it sliced. So I look for sales. I found a top round roast a month ago for $3.99 a pound.
Wow.
$3.99 for beef is cheap. So it said 10-pound limit. I'm like, okay, so I'm about an hour away from my house. So I went and got 10 pounds, put it in my car. Went and got 10 more pounds. I went to self checkout, put it in my car. So I got 20 pounds. I'm like, yes. The
Wow.
next day I was in the area. I said, I'm going again. So I got 10 more pounds. It says limit 10 pounds. Well, 10 pounds times three. So I brought it home. And normally you buy a round roast and it's like this big or whatever. I got the whole like big thing of it, like this big. So I went home and cut it up and wrapped it in freezer paper. But then 2 weeks ago, I was in Chicago area visiting my college friends, spending the night. And one of my guy friends that lives down near me, that's a carnivore runner, Mark, said, Karen, ribeyes are $7.99 a pound. They're $6.99 in Chicago. I'm like, what? I'm in Chicago right now. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said goodbye to my friends. I checked on the app where the Jewel Osco stores were. Actually, they're on sale right now. Mama Medich got one yesterday, Jenny Medich.
Well,
She's
that's
getting another
cool.
one today. I told her, get the cryovac, get the 20 pounders. So she's going back today to get the 20 pounder. So I went and I don't just get the 4 pounder, the 6 pounder. I ask, can I get the cryovac? So they go in the bag and they came out. I have got two of them, 18 pounder and a 22 pounder. So on my way home now, I'm 2 hours from my house when I buy this, but it's winter, it's cold. I put them in the back of my SUV and I put a vacuum sealer on my way home. So
Oh,
I get,
wow.
I mean, it takes a while. It took me probably an hour and a half to cut up the one of those rib roasts. By the time you clean it a little better, I save the fat. I've made my own tallow, but now I just get it from purely tallow. I've made my own for a few years when I was low carb because we buy the quarter cow, and then I'd get the suet that they say and render it down myself in the crock pot, and I just use these.
That's amazing. My next question for you is, you said that you don't eat off plan. What do you say to women who are like, "Oh, I have all these cravings and like I give in and I cheat occasionally." Like, what is a good insight on that?
Have dehydrated meat. I mean, if you got to cheat with a charcuterie board that's got cheeses that maybe you don't eat that much or that you do eat much. Have the salami, have other kinds of like party food or festival foods. Eat bacon. I bring bacon. I bring bacon knots. I tie it in a knot or tie it in a bow and put Parmesan cheese, and I'll cook them in the oven. I'll bring those to parties. I always tell people there's got to be something. Deviled eggs, and some people might say, oh, the deviled eggs have seed oil. It's made with Hellman's mayonnaise. If that's your cheat, that you have Hellman's with seed oil, so be it. It's better than eating that candy that's in a brown wrapper that begins in an S. You know, uh, be prepared. Play it in your mind before you go. Hey, this restaurant, I'm going to a restaurant Wednesday. I'm going to check the menu before I go to see what they have. It's Hard Rock Cafe. I'm sure they're going to have hamburger, bacon cheeseburgers or something like that. So I will look ahead of time and check out the menu. Jeff, we go to a Mexican restaurant a lot of times with our family or friends, and we get the mocajita. I think it's called, I probably said it wrong. It comes in this big, hot bowl. Like it's made of, oh gosh, I don't even know what it's made. I want to say clay, but it's not clay. It's like super hot. And the food is sizzling in there. We get steak and shrimp and chicken and vegetables and stuff. But we dig out the vegetables and eat the meat. And, if a little bit of onion passes my lip, I don't call foul. It's okay. But we really like it. And our grandkids like it. Can we have some? Like, okay.
You're like, "Sure, you can have it."
They love our meat. They like the ribeyes. They like, my one granddaughter used to love heart. I think she might be over the heart now, but she absolutely loved it. So I'm like, we're having ribeyes. She said, I want heart. I'm like, what? So then I would get heart and I'd slice them up in like steaks and freeze them individually and take them out of the freezer, cook one or two of them that way. You can
That's
have the heart.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that we talked about a little bit about how you travel and when you're going to travel, what you do to prepare so that you have food with you just in case.
I get a gallon bag. I don't need a gallon bag, but so I just get a gallon bag, and maybe ahead of time, the day or two before, I might make a ribeye or a porterhouse or pork chops or chicken. And in the bag, I'll cut up bite-sized pieces of those meats. So I might have a variety of 3 meats in this bag. Might be sausages, 3 meats, and I'll bring a couple of forks, and I'll eat in the airport. Get the bag, put some napkin, I get the bag and eat out of the bag. Then wrap it up, and I have a little foil pouch that my cheese comes in, my fruit and cheese of the month club. So I save those pouches. Actually, I give them away. People are like, I like that. Here, you can take it. I'll put an ice pack in there, or not an ice pack, and the food stays chilled enough, and I'll take it with me. And then a lot of times I have a carnivore bar with me or a cheese stick. Good to go. I've made my own carnivore bars, knockoff carnivore bars, so that can be done on the cheap too. I mean, they're not, they're expensive, but they have a place. One time I ate, actually 2 times. One time I had one at my house, and I just bought the apple pie ones.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday I said to Jeff, you want to try the apple pie? Because he's not a big fan. When he first tried it, he was a brand new carnivore. He's like, nah. I'm like, okay, don't you eat them then if you say, eh. So yesterday I cut up half of the apple pie. He said, it's better than the regular ones. I said, yeah, because it also has honey in it and apple.
Yeah.
It's not, as Jeff says, it's not Kelly Hogan approved. He always says, like we use Equip Prime Protein. It's got stevia in it. And Jeff will say, it's not Kelly Hogan approved.
I love that so much. That's precious.
He loves Kelly. They've talked, and they've met. We've been to Kelly's house. I've been to Kelly's house twice, but we stayed there 4 nights.
Oh, that's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
She's the nicest person.
She is. And then I had a meetup in June last year, and Kelly came and Jeff came to that. So, hey, let me talk about meetups.
Yes.
I am passionate about meetups. The carnivore doctor, during that big pandemic when everything was shut down, I was new to carnivore, and she announced she was having a meetup in Jersey. Well, I'm from the town right next to where she lives now. My brother lives there. She didn't know me at all, and I reached out to her. A lot of people reach out to these big influencers on Instagram, and they never see it. It goes in a request folder. They never even see it. I check my request folder a few times a week, and there might be a couple there. But these people get lots, these big time people. So anyway, I sent her a message, and she got it. And I said, "Hey, I'm going to be in the town next to you. I was wondering if I could get together with you." She said, "I'm having a meetup, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Oh." She said, "Can you come?" I said, "Oh, I already got my ticket. I'm going to arrive like the next day." She said, "Well, I'll have another one." I'm like, "Awesome." So she had to meet up. It was during the heart of the shutdown. It was at an Italian restaurant. We ate outside,
That's
and
amazing.
everybody ordered stuff a la carte. And I'm pretty cheap. There were 8 of us. A bunch of them had steaks that were $99 each. And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't get the steak that was $99. I got a pork chop a la carte that was $45."
Wow. But you got all those people. You got to be with all those carnivores.
Absolutely. And one of the girls that sat next to me is Ginny, who is at Hack Your Health. The tall, spiky Ginny. I love her. You know what I mean? I love her. Tall, spiky, great, great, great lady. And a couple years ago, we reconnected again after having a few years of not knowing each other. Now we reconnect. I'm like, "You're the one that sat next to me. You're the first." I mean, Lisa. So Lisa was the first carnivore I met. So Lisa got me to really be like, "Wow, that's cool." But I didn't know about meetups. That was a meetup, but it was just 8 of us. So the next year, I said, "Hey, Lisa, I'm going to be in your area again. I'd like to meet up, catch up with you." She said, "Let's have a meetup." I'm like, "Oh, that would be great. Bella, Steak and Butter Gal, is in New York City. Maybe we could invite her to come." So, "Oh, that's a good idea." So I reached out to Bella, and I was in Bella's group, so Bella knew me. Like, "Bella, I'm going to be in Jersey, and Lisa said she's going to have a little meetup at her house, as she wants you to come, and Max and me and her and some of her friends." "Oh, that's great. That's great." So I told Kelly Hogan about it, because Kelly and I talk every day. We have for years, every day. God bless her, love that lady. I said, "Hey, Bella's going to come, and Lisa, we're going to have a meetup." And "I want to come. I have relatives in Jersey." I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "I do, I do." I said, "Oh, I guarantee I can work that out." So I sent Lisa a message. "Kelly would like to come." "Okay, now we're going to change this up. We're going to have a big meetup. We're not doing it at my house. We're going big time." And it was like, I mean, it was like 75 people. That was my first big, big, big meetup. I was good.
Wow.
So then I got the bug after that. I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to do this." So I came back to the Midwest, and I had one in Peoria, Illinois. And I had 20 something people. A little bit of fit came, a little bit of fit. Judy Miller. There was some, I don't know, they're little bit of fit's big, but there were some other little big time people. So it was a lot of fun. Somebody drove 350 miles to come to it.
Wow.
I'm like, who does that to a Karen Miles meetup? I mean, I might have 2,000 followers that I think I got 10,000 now. So I'm like, who just came to see me? So that was kind of cool. So now I have one every year
Okay.
in Naperville, Illinois. I'm working on a date. It's going to be the beginning of June. Not sure if it's the first or second weekend, but that's what's going to be. In the last couple of years, we've had a lot of people, like 45 2 years ago and 75 this year. And Kelly
I want to
came.
come.
There you go. I told Kelly, I said, "Do me a favor, Kelly, don't announce that you're going to come to the last minute, because I don't want an extra 50 people there." I did
Yes.
not. And she would bring in an extra 50 people.
Yeah, she would probably bring more than that now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she just said it like 2 days before she was coming. And that was good. Because we have it at a restaurant. It's called Mission Barbecue. It's a chain. And
Yeah,
they allow me to do it. You can't have reservations, but they always let me do it.
that's awesome.
I've done it now a few years. So I'm thinking we might blow that place up. We pretty much filled it. We didn't fill it up last year, but it was pretty full.
That's so awesome. I
Yeah,
definitely want to come to that. What about
yeah.
meat stock? Are you going to meat stock?
I am going to meet stock. I am going to meet stock. So that'll be a good time. You going too?
Yes, I am
Yep.
going.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
going to be
went to
so much
Hack Your
fun.
Health. That was a spur of the moment deal for me.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
because you weren't going and then you came. That's
Uh-huh.
very
I've also
exciting.
had meetups in Vegas where Kelly came and Lisa came and surprised us, Carnivore Doctor.
Yeah.
And I have a small YouTube channel with my friend Jackie Jam. It's called
Oh.
Carnivore Twins.
Oh, I
But
have
we
to check this out. We'll put this in the link. Yeah.
Okay, we have not been active for a couple of years because she had a lot of stuff going on with her family. Her dad was dying; he did pass, and mother's, just a lot of things going on. So we
Yeah.
haven't really done it. But we had a sardine party. We invited people, and we had 50 people come to the sardine party, and like 7 or 8 of them never had sardines, and they had them for the first time on the Zoom.
Wow. That's wild. I've never had sardines. They scare me a little bit.
Oh, get a can right now. Let's go. Let's go. Really? No. Get King Oscar in olive oil.
In
Water
olive
ones
oil.
smell, they stink. You need a baggie to put the can in afterwards. If you do the water ones, I do buy water, hardly ever, but I just did it the other day. I drain the water and I rinse it in the sink, drain that, and I put a little butter in the fry pan and just warm them up. Don't fry them up. Put those in a bowl. Then I'll put some butter and scramble some eggs.
Yeah.
Then I'll put the sardines back on top of the eggs, mix that all in, and serve it warm. It's called fisherman's eggs. Well, that's what I call them. It's similar to that. And it's good. It's good. Sometimes I put a little spice. Don't put your face up, then your nose up.
It's
I
kind
said,
of it's kind of still making me go, "Huh." I don't know. I watched somebody cook them and I was like, that looks worse. I'm not
there's
sure
no,
I could handle
I,
it.
I drink it cold. I eat them cold right out of the can. Right out of the
Okay.
can.
Okay. Well,
At first, I did mustard. Like I have the Trader Joe's pickle mustard.
okay.
That's really, really, really good. And I did put that on my eggs as well. I didn't have to, but I did.
I'll think about it. I have a lot of allergies right now, so I'll think about it. But I can eat salmon, so we'll
Oh,
see.
do you know Jane that did sardines for 100 days?
I haven't heard the story.
Dr. Boz, she was with Dr. Boz. She was one of her coaches. I think she still is. She had sardines. She had plantar fasciitis, so she ate
Hmm.
sardines for 100 days. That's all she ate. And I think one time she went to Texas and she had some brisket. But other than that, she had 100 days. And she had her mercury checked and everything. And the mercury level was like, it didn't show any high mercury.
Wow. Yeah.
So that was really, really cool. My buddy Jackie, carnivore twin, my carnivore twin,
Okay.
we say that because we're around the same age. I'm a little older. We both have 2 sons. We both did a different diet before carnivore. She did um, no sugar, no grains. I did low carb.
Yeah.
Anyway, she did it for maybe not quite 30 days because she had a little foot issue and it helped. So for
Wow.
both of them, it helped. And Jane lost weight, Jackie lost weight. So it's a thing. I've done the three
Okay.
days. I've
Yeah,
done the
I've heard
three
of
days.
the fast. Yeah, the 3-day fast. I've heard of that.
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah. I've done just even one day. I don't mind them. King
Well,
Oscar in water. And no, King Oscar in olive oil. I even buy the ones, not all the time, but sometimes with the tail and the the skin and the bone. I don't mind it. The
so
bone's
do
good
you
for
eat the
you.
bones? The bones are, yeah, you ate
It
them. Yeah.
looks like a necklace. Courtney Luna said, Kelly said it looks like a pearl necklace. It's a little, it's a spine, but they're very pliable. It's not like crunch, crunch, crunch. You can feel
Yeah, they
them.
probably just, yeah, break apart. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But they're
Okay. Well, I know that you want to hop off. So let me ask you this. What is one thing that you would tell a woman in midlife who has unexplained health issues and she feels like she's chasing symptoms and diets instead of changing how she eats and lives?
I would say give carnivore a try. 30 days, 90 days would be better. 30 days. See how you feel. I've heard a lot of people say 3 days, something happened to them in 3 days. Think something got better. I've heard that a lot. I've heard people say, okay, Karen, it's been a month. I'm like, you don't know what your body's doing. It could be healing. My
Yeah.
husband did carnivore because he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, stage 4.
Hmm.
Yeah. And he's doing great now. He's doing
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So
It's life changing.
you got to have a why. You got to have a why. I was in a
Hmm.
call today and the lady says, I keep on going off, keep on going off. I said, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Oh, because this. Well, that's your why. Yeah. You want to get rid
Yeah.
of me yet? You
Yeah.
carnivore.
So I'll tell you a quick story and then we'll hop off. So I was at the grocery store today and I was going through the store and I had something stressful happen right before that. I don't usually think about anything. So I'm walking through the store and suddenly I got all these ideas popped in my head that I needed to go get ice cream and sugar and like all the things, protein bars, the ones with seed oils in them. And I was like so aware because this happened to me a year ago. So I was so aware. I was like, whoa, I need to get out of here. And I left and I was like, I need gas. And I was like, nope, I'm going home. I'm going to eat some egg yolks and some butter and some salt right before I get on this interview. It's going to be amazing. And that's what I did. But
Good for you.
you have all these things that can bombard you, and you have to be aware that something triggered that, and you need to just keep moving and go to the thing that you know will help you.
Absolutely. For years, I did not go through a bakery store, the part of the
Mhm.
bakery in the
Yeah.
store, because the smell. I mean, you can still smell if you're a few aisles away, but I'm like, I don't even want to look at that. My first and second, I remember time I was going through the dairy section and I saw this eggnog that I used to get from this really clean eggnog from a company. I'm like, looking at it, can I keep
Yeah.
on going? Get out. And I left the store. I left the
Yeah.
store.
I
Get
drove
out.
home and I was like telling my husband, I was like, all these things bombarded me. And I was like, it was the devil. And I had to leave and flee. So I ran home, told him, and I was like, it was so real to me. It was like taking over my mind. And then I was like, my brain was like, yeah, there's a sweet frog right around the corner. And I drove around a different way to get out of there. And then I needed gas. And I was like, nope, we're not going there either. They have those protein bars in there. I just need to go home, focus on eating those egg yolks. I like runny egg yolks. I can't eat the whites, but I just dump the yolks in a bowl, mix them up with some butter and some salt. And I just like stood there and talked to my husband and ate them. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go in here and prep for my interview. Like, you cannot give in, but that why has to be super important.
Yeah.
And where
Yeah.
can people find you?
Oh, they can find me on Instagram. I used to have to write my Instagram down because I never knew it, but my first few interviews, Karen.s.miles.3. If I was going to if I really thought I was going to do something with my carnivore, I would have been the carnivore cheerleader.
Oh,
Because I'm a
wow. I love
cheerleader.
that.
Linda the Carnitarian says I'm her best hype girl. Best hype
You
girl.
are. You are.
So I also have that YouTube channel, Carnivore Twins. I'll send you the link so you can
Yeah,
put
we'll
it
put
below.
all of your links in the show notes.
And I am
And
one of Kelly's four. She's got four assistant coaches on my Zero Carb Life. So
yes,
I
we'll
did
put
that.
that in there too because I love Kelly. We're going to have her on the show too. And I love her coaching because she just makes it so simple. And she's a teacher at heart. So she's
Oh,
telling
you
you
know
all
she's
the things. Yeah.
I mean, she's got lesson plans. She's a teacher. She knows what she's doing. She can control the students. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing. She's amazing. So
She's
I just really appreciate you being on my podcast and sharing your story because I know that the more we normalize carnivore and the more we explain it and the more we share, it's going to get to everyone and they get to make the choice whether they want to try it or not try it.
That's right. Well, Cristina, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Really great meeting you and hugging you in real
Yes.
life a couple of
Yes.
weeks ago in Tampa. It's really
Well,
great.
I
Nice
look
to meet
forward to seeing you on the next call for Kelly, and I will see you in person at Meatstock
you.
next
Okay.
May.
And I
Thank.
know then maybe in June in Naperville, Chicago
Oh, yeah,
area.
you'll have to send me that.
You guys follow that are watching. If you like to go to meetups, follow me on Instagram because I'll be posting that when I get it out. I'll probably put a date out in January,
That'll
maybe.
be awesome. I can't wait. That's so exciting.
Okay, thanks for having me.